At a moment when the Middle East stands at the edge of another historic turning point, preparations inside Washington signal that pressure on Iran is entering a decisive phase. The administration of Donald Trump is reportedly intensifying its strategic calculations over a possible military strike, while simultaneously reinforcing American military presence across key locations in the region. Warships, air assets, and allied coordination are being strengthened one after another, sending a clear message that the United States is keeping all options on the table. Yet, just as tensions appear to be approaching a breaking point, a dramatic diplomatic development has emerged. Despite the escalating military posture, Washington and Iran are preparing to return to the negotiating table once again, raising questions about whether diplomacy can still prevent a larger confrontation. According to a social media announcement made on Sunday by Badr al-Busaidi, the foreign minister of Oman, a new round of talks between the two longtime adversaries is scheduled to take place this Thursday in Geneva. The meeting, he stated, represents another step in ongoing efforts to finalize an agreement between Tehran and Washington, signaling that back-channel diplomacy remains alive even amid the sound of military drums. This announcement came just hours after Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, publicly reiterated that Tehran is prepared to establish a full and transparent monitoring mechanism to guarantee the peaceful nature of its nuclear program, an assertion clearly aimed at easing international fears and reviving trust. However, on the American side, skepticism remains strong. President Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, openly questioned Iran's intentions, stating that the president is deeply curious, if not perplexed, about why Iran has not yet surrendered under mounting economic sanctions, diplomatic isolation, and the growing threat of military action. Witkoff emphasized that despite unprecedented pressure, Iran has neither abandoned its nuclear ambitions nor formally approached Washington to declare a desire to avoid conflict. In a revealing interview, he suggested that while he would not describe the president as frustrated, Trump is fully aware that he holds numerous alternatives beyond diplomacy and remains eager to understand why Tehran continues to resist American demands, instead of signaling readiness for compromise. He argued that from Washington's perspective, Iran's refusal to yield appears increasingly puzzling, especially given the scale of pressure it faces on multiple fronts. Yet Iran's leadership is presenting a sharply contrasting narrative. Speaking to CBS News on Sunday, Foreign Minister Araghchi insisted that there is still a strong and realistic opportunity for a diplomatic solution, one that could deliver benefits to all parties involved. He stressed that if the United States truly seeks a sustainable resolution to concerns surrounding Iran's nuclear activities, diplomacy remains not just the best option, but the only viable one. According to Araghchi, threats and coercion will not produce lasting results, while dialogue grounded in mutual respect could open the door to long-term stability. Even as these high-stakes diplomatic maneuvers unfold on the global stage, internal pressures are rising within Iran itself. For a second consecutive day, groups of Iranian citizens took to the streets of Tehran, staging government-critical protests across 3 major universities. Demonstrators voiced frustration over political restrictions, economic hardship, and the country's international isolation, reflecting deeper social tensions that have been simmering beneath the surface. In response, pro-government supporters organized counter-rallies, calling for unity and resistance against foreign pressure, underscoring the deep divisions within Iranian society at a time of external crisis. Together, these unfolding events paint a picture of a volatile and highly uncertain moment. A powerful U.S. administration signaling readiness for confrontation, a defiant Iranian leadership insisting on its rights and diplomatic engagement, and a restless population caught between international standoff and domestic strain. As Geneva prepares to host yet another attempt at dialogue, the world is left watching closely, asking whether this meeting could mark the beginning of de-escalation or merely a brief pause before a far more dangerous chapter begins.